Hi guys, my name is Juliana and welcome to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year! I'm a bit late, but better late than never. Even though I already uploaded a video this year, I filmed that one in 2022, so this is my first video of 2023. And to say goodbye to 2022, this is the yearly video where I rank my top 10 albums of the year. So are y'all ready? Get y'all snacks because we're having a music listening party today. I'll rank the albums and with each album placement, I'll play a song at the end so you can get a bit of a taste of what the album sounds like. Huge disclaimer, this is my opinion. If you have an album that is not on this list, let me know which album it is. Like maybe I like it too and haven't checked it out yet. What I do have to say is that my favorite music genres are pop and R&B. So therefore, like almost all of the albums fit into that category. 2022, in comparison to 2021, like had a lot of bangers. So it was really a bit more difficult to form this top 10. But if I say so myself, I kind of did a fire job collecting my 10 favorite albums. Before we begin though, make sure to like, subscribe and share if you care. And you can also follow me on my Instagram right here if you want to, of course. Let's begin, okay? Starting off with an honorable mention, Banish the Banshee by Isaac Dunbar. This project is so good. It's amazing, and the only reason that it isn't in my actual top 10 is that it is an EP. And I only wanted to include albums on this list. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, I'm trifling. But it is a really good EP, y'all. Like, it was like one of my most played projects this year. And Bleach, the lead single of this project, is actually my most listened to song of this entire year. This entire EP is feel-good vibes. It is pop perfection. Like, you don't hear pop like this from male artists a lot. Okay, picture this. Isaac Dunbar, no, you know what? This project specifically is kind of like Prince meets Mika. Like, that's kind of the vision I have with this EP, and it tastes really good. You know, since this is an honorable mention, I wasn't supposed to play a song, but you know what? It's my channel, I make the rules. I stepped out the house today, but I had to turn around cause that girl over there, cause all your kisses linger like the sunburn. I said, oh, it's so good. It's so good. This song is called Sunburn, by the way. Your kiss like a sunburn, your kiss like a sunburn, your... It gets you hyped, it gets you in a good mood, and it's just like pop perfection, in my opinion. Pop nowadays is so like depressing. When you think about it, like everybody is sad, and this song gets you turned off. Okay, now starting off my actual top 10 ranking. At number 10 we have Blue Water Road by Kehlani. This album is great. It's a really mature sound for Kehlani. I feel like this is her most emotional project yet, and I love that. I love that she is more vulnerable, and I feel like that also has to do with the experience of motherhood, of course. Plus, the amount of love that I have for this album also comes from the fact that it's so cohesive. Like, you have to listen to the project from beginning to end, okay? Because it's so beautiful and it forms an entire story, and I'm here for that. I'm here for a storytelling moment. This is way more of a chill side to Kehlani's music. Like, I like her upbeat stuff, but this was a different take that is much appreciated. The reason that it isn't higher on my list is that I haven't listened to it a lot after it initially came out. Like, I still have love and respect for the album, I just don't listen to it as much anymore. My favorite songs, disclaimer, I like all of the songs of all these albums, but if I had to pick out my favorites, on Blue Water Road, my favorites are Little Story, Shooter, Interlude, More Than I Should, Altar, Everything, and Wandering. I'ma play a bit of the song Everything, just because that song is everything. Y'all, it's so beautiful, just listen to it. Ooh, like the way she delivers her lines is just, I love it, like, delicious. Maybe it's the everything for me. Oh my god. It's so, this song, and like the entire album in general, is just so amazing to listen to when it rains outside and you're just like in the bus on your way home from school and you're sitting there staring out the window like, it's everything for me. And how many bitches that became your missus can maintain the status? Oh y'all, that line, when I heard it for the first time, I was like, you better tell her, you better tell her. The violence in the back too. Like, y'all, this song is a vibe. And the entire album has kind of like a similar feel to this song. So if you like this song, what you're hearing, the crumbs I'm giving y'all, then you will like the project. It's amazing. Number 9 on my list is Harry's House by Harry Styles. This album is a lot of fun. I actually did an album reaction to it. I'll link it somewhere here or in the description. But it was a fun time. And just like I said with the Isaac Dummer project, that's what I've been missing. Like, we need to enjoy ourselves, people. Is every track a banger? No, not necessarily to me. But the project has grown on me since I initially heard it. Like, I grew to appreciate the album more and more and more. First I was like, okay, this is cute, but it doesn't hold a candle to Fine Line, which still is my favorite Harry album. But this one's cute, it's fun, it does a lot of experimenting with like the production, it has a few cute sounds in there which make the song special, and its overall tone is also cohesive, which is important for me in an album. My favorite songs from Harry's House are Late Night Talking, that one grew on me because I didn't like it initially, Daylight, Little Freak, Matilda, Daydreaming, Satellite, and The Love of My Life. Those are quite a few, but they are all bangers. We are going to listen to Daydreaming though, because that song is so underrated. It's so underrated and I live for it, okay? Like, the backing here is amazing, and then, bam! It's so fun. It's just, can we just have a good time, people? She said, love me like you pay me. The instrumentals and the backing vocals make this song for me. It's just so uplifting. Me something to dream about. I can't imagine the feeling this song gives you when it's performed live. Especially with those high notes. Living in a daydream. Album number 8 on this list is Ivory by Omar Apollo. This project is my first introduction to Omar Apollo. Like, I've heard from him here and there, but I never listened to his music. And did I become a fan? Yes, I most certainly did. What I like about his sound is that he is so unique. Like, it reminds you of a lot of other genres that you have heard before, but he puts his own spin to it. And that's what makes him such a special artist. Like, he really has his own flavor. Plus his personality, which I really like. Like, I have found myself on Omar Apollo TikTok, so I kind of know what he is like, and you can hear that through his lyricism. Like, it's really Omar. Like, if you know, you know. It's a really all-around album, which I enjoyed because it's mainly pop, but also has some R&B influences, some Latin in there, and I mean, that's my top 3 genres of music, so I was bound to enjoy it. To give one little critique, like, sonically, the album isn't as cohesive, and that's because, well, like I said, he's an all-around artist, he experiments with genres. So you have a pop track here, a Latin track here, R&B track here, and that just makes the album lose focus at times. But you know what? This is my first time listening to him, and I absolutely love him as an artist now. So therefore this album will automatically have a special place in my heart, and that's why it's on this list. Some of my favorites from Ivory are Talk, Killing Me, Go Away, Tamagotchi, Evergreen. Evergreen, that's how I first heard his music, because that one was viral on TikTok. And then also Bad Life and Mr. Neighbor, the closing track. So we're going to listen to Tamagotchi because that's one of my favorites, but don't think that this reflects the entire album, because again, like I said, there are so many different directions the album is going in, so just listen to the entire album for yourself. My back's a link, you can't get it off me, this is not my scene. Hey. His flow is so fun and cute and adorable, and can you tell that we're about to get married? I come for you. He also hits those high notes. Don't think it's just fun and shits and giggles, like he also has the vocals to backing it up. It's so catchy, and this song is doing some things to me, y'all. Like, hey, get it. Album number 7 on this list is Super Ache by Conan Gray. You know how I've been saying we need to get some fun anthems, and we are way too serious and all the tears need to go away. We need to escape in the music, search for happiness. Well, this is the exception. We can cry with this album, okay? Together. Because this one is so heartfelt. and so relatable as well. I think Conan Gray's songwriting is so massively underrated. He's great at songwriting, and he also really puts his emotion and his all into the delivery of the lyrics he wrote. He is really vulnerable, and I appreciate that when artists are really vulnerable in their lyrics. I actually think, and I do believe this is an unpopular opinion, where I think that this album is even better than his debut album. And everybody is in love with his debut album, but this has that effect on me. Like, I am literally in love with Super 8. The reason that it's not higher is honestly that I can't handle it. I really need to be in a certain mood to listen to this album, and otherwise it doesn't hit as much. But the songs are genuinely so good on this project, and yeah, it definitely deserves a spot in the top 10. My favorites of Super 8 are Movies, Disaster, Best Friend, love Best Friend, Yours, Family Line, Summer Child, and Memories. We're going to listen to Family Line. This song is beautiful. Like, he just tells a story in the most beautiful way. Like, his lyricism is amazing. Like, I'm a songwriter and I aspire to be as good as Conan. Like, scattered across my family line, I'm so good at telling lies that came from my mother's side. The lyrics, y'all. Just the lyrics. That's the only comment I can make. And my sisters when I cry. Favorite line of the album. I have my father's eyes and my sisters when I cry. That is some deep shit. That is some deep shit. Leave me, oh yeah. Album number 6 on this list is Gemini Rides by Steve Lacy. Another artist I discovered this year. Like, it's crazy the amount of like new artists I listened to for the first time in 2022. Of course, he had this mega hit, Bad Habit. I wish I knew you were me. Which I really liked that song. Like, it's amazing, got a bit overplayed, but I didn't care because I love the song so much. It was really relatable and fun. But then I listened to the entire album, and I have to say Bad Habits isn't even top 5 on that project, which means that the rest of the project is just love it so much. It's really alternative R&B, and I like when R&B artists experiment with their music, and that was really what this was giving me, because on one hand it was really inventive and new, but also nostalgic in a way, and it was a really good balance. So that's what I appreciate about this project. His voice is beautiful. In some of the songs, his higher register, I'm like, yes, Steve Lacy come through. Also really appreciate his lyricism. Like, the lyrics are sometimes like, dang, you're really going through it. How I would describe this album is really laid back. Like, you can listen to it while studying or in the car, or just when you need to come to your senses. You know, when you want to be in a chill mood, you put this album on in the background, or like actively listening to it and the lyrics, because it does have a lot to say. My personal favorites on Gemini Rides are Static, Mercury, Buttons, Cody Freestyle, and Sunshine. We are going to listen to Mercury. I think this is exactly what I mean with like innovative versus nostalgic. It has both elements. Like, you get this really chill bossa nova like sound, and then the vocals come in, and it's so off-putting but amazing to listen to. Like, it's massaging my eardrums, and his voice is smooth as butter over the production. It's just with headphones. Listen to the song with headphones. It's different. Lesson learned, but truth gets old. And I know it does really clever things that switch up the song, and it leads to it not being boring, because there is something interesting happening every few seconds sonically, and that's what he does with all his tracks. You never get bored. Like, this is so cute. His higher register in the back. Y'all are not appreciating it enough for me. Now we have reached the top 5 best albums of 2022. Starting off with number 5. Hold the Girl by Rina Sawayama. We are here again after mentioning Rina for the second time. Like, I got introduced to her in 2020 and she made my top 10 albums of that year as well. Her self-titled debut album, Sawayama, and it was really good, really experimental. Like, also, just like with Steve Lacy, experimental but also nostalgic in a way. But this album, Hold the Girl, yes, she improved. This album took a genre that I normally don't appreciate as much, and which is like dance-like music. It's fair to say this is like an electronic album, right? Overall. Maybe dance pop is the better wording, but a lot of techno influences in here as well, and I loved it. And like, you have to perform a miracle for me to love that type of music. It's so fun because it still has that Rina Sawayama feel, where she is playing in on nostalgia from like early 2000s like music. This album more than ever, even more than Sawayama, is really inspired by early 2000s, but also with futuristic undertones. I like every song on this project. Every damn song. It's just so good and like really admirable because it's very difficult to hit all the notes. Like production wise, check, vocals check, lyrics check. Not everything is a full check, you know, at all times, but this album really is just amazing. If I had to pick my favorites, I would say Minor Feelings, This Hell, Forgiveness, Your Age, Imagining, Hurricanes and Phantom. Now that we have arrived at the top 5, I'm going to let you hear 2 songs per album. Starting off with This Hell, the lead single of the album. I love it. Like, a lot of rock influences then. Really poppy. Like, this song specifically gives me a lot of Britney Spears vibes. Coming with me into the afterlife. Devils wearing Prada. I like that reference, by the way. Didn't pick up on that one during my album reaction. I also reacted to this. All the albums I reacted to and are on this list, I will put in the description. It's so fun. You can't tell me that this isn't fun. I really like it. This hell is better with you. This is the second track, Your Age. And this one was a sleeper hit. Like, it hits even more now than the first time I heard it. It has a cute build-up. And then you're like, where are we going? And it takes a full 180 degrees. Hey, hey, yeah. 'Cause now that I'm your age, I just can't imagine. Why did you do it? My favorite part of this song though is that the chorus intensifies at the end. Like, bitch. It slaps. I can't eat that. It's so damn good. No, we're not going to listen to another track, but it's so damn good. Album number 4 on this list is Midnights by Taylor Swift. For a Taylor Swift album to ever make my top 5 is honestly the biggest plot twist to myself, for myself, that I ever could have imagined. Because I am not a Taylor Swift person. Especially her older albums are not really my vibe. I only really like Red. 1989. Folklore did end up on my top 10 2 years ago, but yeah, Midnights came and conquered. Like, I love this album. I didn't know what I was expecting because there weren't really any singles, I think, out before the album release. So I went in completely blind and with an open mind, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it just because you have to give credit where credit is due. The songwriting stay amazing with her. Like, she is an icon for her songwriting. That is just undeniable. It's not only great lyrically, but also sonically and melodically. She put some in this album, y'all, because I can't stop listening to a lot of the tracks. Not every track is a hit, but the tracks that hit are, like, for me also some of the best songs of the entire year overall. A good 90% of the album does it for me. Like, I only don't like one song on that album, and that is Question. Don't question me about it. But yeah, I like all the other songs. They are all great. I do have my favorites though, of course, and we're going to get into them. My favorites from Midnights are Snow on the Beach, Midnight Rain, Vigilante Shit, Bejeweled, Labyrinth, Sweet Nothing, and Mastermind. I have to put on this song. I have to put on one of the best songs of the album. The production on this part, like the whale kind of sounds, it does work for me. It's really effective. The transition from the high-pitched voice, well, the normal voice to the high-pitched voice, beautiful. The high-pitched voice is my favorite part of the entire song, the chorus. Oh, I love it. Wanted that babe, he wanted a bride, I was making my own name. The lyrics on that part. The closing line of this song also, within the context of the entire album, is just like, love it. Now, Sweet Nothing is so simple, yet simpleness makes it so effective in my opinion. I spy with my little tired eye, tiny as a firefly. What I also like is that her lyricism, besides clever, is so specific. She takes you to those really specific moments in her life. Like the first sentence of this entire song was so beautiful because it captured a moment, a really specific moment that means a lot to her. Her delivery, it makes me smile. I don't know, it feels really warm, like genuine, and it feels like I'm her friend, like sitting with her in the living room. It really takes you into a personal space. Album number 3, SOS by SZA. The way this album came out 3 weeks before the new year and still climbed its way up my top fucking 3 of the entire year. That is what you call talent. Okay, because SZA's last album was in 2017, I think, 16, 17 it came out, Control. One of my favorite albums of like all time. I think maybe my favorite album of all time, to be honest. It's not like SOS has touched Control, like as far as quality-wise goes. But yeah, I mean, I've only had the album for a month, so maybe it even grows more on me where it does get to that point. The fact is, SOS is so good that even though Control is my favorite album, again, top tier, that I could understand why you would put it at the same pedestal or maybe even a bit higher than Control. It's just so amazing, and I don't like long albums. That is another reason why it's so high. I hate albums that are over 20 songs. Long albums like that usually contain a lot of filler tracks, and I don't like filler tracks. I'm just like, why not put out an exceptional project and, I don't know, put those other tracks on the deluxe version or whatever, you know, give us those songs as crumbs. But here, almost every song slaps. In a 23 track album, that's amazing. That's like something I have never seen before. SZA was really, with her album Control, the blueprint for the new generation of R&B girlies. Like everybody was trying to do it like her. And with this album, she reminded us that there is only one SZA, like one person who can completely own that new corner or R&B that she basically invented. Kind of. I love how she changes up her flow. She doesn't follow like a formulaic, as old as time song structure. Like she really improvises throughout the entire track, and I love that. I love that it's so clearly and truly authentically her. The fact is, I've waited so long on this album, like more than 5 years. And the fact that it's still delivered and was worth the wait, like that's just all props to you, SZA. I absolutely enjoy this album, and honestly, to this day, I feel like I haven't gone a day without listening to the album. Mind you, it's only been out for a month, but like every day listening to this album, that's quite the achievement there. My favorite tracks of SOS are actually Seek and Destroy, Blind, Snooze, Gone Girl, Smoking My Ex Pack, Nobody Gets Me, Special, and Open Arms. Those are a lot, I know, but I do love the entire project. To begin with a song that I think is so underrated, Seek and Destroy. You push me past my own capacity, boy. Reaching and grabbing. Seek and Destroy. It's so good, it's so good. I love how she goes from low to high and like plays with the melody, plays with her voice, and this song is just full of fun things. her flow on the verses as well. The entire song is just, there's no moment of like a drop in quality. Do it to you, do it to you. I gotta do. You were balls deep, now we're beefing. Iconic line. Iconic line. What's left of you? I was supposed to let you go. Only like myself when I'm with you. Nobody gets me, you do. I mean the lyrics. The lyrics. Are we crying yet? Are we crying yet? Are you crying yet? Lose what's left of you. Oh my god. That is my favorite part of the song. I am manifesting that I will go to SZA's concert. I saved some coins. Hopefully she's coming to the Netherlands this year. Okay, I'm cheating a little bit. I'm adding a third song because how can we forget about Snooze? Snooze is so cute. How can I snooze and miss a moment? I can lose when I'm with you. Snooze and miss a moment. You're just so important. Nobody like you do. That's what I mean. Like, this verse sounds different in terms of flow in comparison to the first one. She always switches it up. I love that about her. Like, it doesn't sound chaotic at all. It's refreshing and like she surprises you with every new sentence that she is singing. I'm so sorry, the battery died. Let's get back to it. Okay, you guys, the time is here. The number 1 and number 2 pick. I still am not entirely sure what my decision is. I feel like a lot of people are going to be triggered that this isn't number 1, but it's amazing. Like, it's my number 2 for a good reason, right? Like, otherwise it wouldn't be number 2. I'm actually quite shocked myself that I didn't put this at number 1, but my second favorite album of the year is Renaissance by Beyonce. I adore Beyonce, okay? I live and breathe Beyonce. She is one of the best artists of all time, dead and alive. Like, she's up there, my queen. But Renaissance was not my favorite album of hers on initial listen. Even now, to be honest, it's not my favorite Beyonce album. But if Beyonce is going to give you something, it's your entire life. Because damn, that album was so much fun. Like, it was so groovy and funky, and it was really cohesive. Like, the thing I love the most about this album is how all of the tracks flow like in each other, especially Cuff It to Energy to Break My Soul. Like, this is an album that is meant to be experienced live. Yes, like, this is such great concert music where you can just go live and dance. It's heavily inspired by the ballroom scene. I heard that Beyonce took inspiration from her uncle. I think her uncle who passed away due to HIV. He was a huge inspiration and example for her, and she kind of did this album as a tribute to him and like the gay culture. So amazing. But what gave the other album the edge is that Renaissance really had to grow on me. Like, y'all see my reaction. If you haven't, it's in the description. But basically, I reacted to Renaissance by Beyonce with my cousin Lisha, and I loved it. We had such a great time listening to it for the first time. But we could also recognize that this wasn't our favorite Beyonce project. And I'm just like, it definitely deserves to be on the top, not only because of the intention that it's created as a tribute to the queer community, but also as kind of a like feel-good moment after every shitty thing that happened throughout the last few years with the pandemic. Beyonce really wanted to give a feel-good anthem, and an anthem that we could be careless to. Just dancing and having fun and not worrying at all. She said that was like the main focus, to give the people a great time, and she did. Like, it was amazing. But I have to be honest, and a lot of the songs were growers. I liked them on initial listen, but love them now. And it took me a while to get there. And with the other album that we're going to discuss later, I immediately fell in love with it. So that's why I put this one at number 2. It's amazing though. All the flowers to you, Beyonce. Like, you did that. So my faves of Renaissance are Alien Superstar, Cuff It. I liked it before it came in TikTok trend, okay? I was the number 1 Cuff It stan. Just saying. Church Girl, Plastic Off the Sofa, Virgo's Groove, Thick, All Up in Your Mind. Didn't like that on first listen, but I came around Fortunately, I love it now. And finally, Pure Honey. I feel like falling in love. Of course, we have to start with coffee. I wanna go missing. I need a prescription. Have you ever had fun like this? Whoa, we gon' fuck up the night. Every song she's going to deliver on the production, layering of her vocals, everything, okay? It's so danceable. Got me acting hella bad. This is my favorite part. Out and play, oh yeah, you. Gonna cuff it on me, baby. Well, I bust it. Get into this breakdown, y'all. Fire. Getting in trouble. The transition is everything. The transition between cuff it and energy. Listen to this. Fuck it up. Bitch! Energy. Okay, but can we get into Pure Honey real quick? Check my technique, bitch. Can y'all feel it? She is summoning us. Bad bitches to the left. Money bitches to the right. Dance in the middle, dance all night. It should cost $1 billion to look this good. Oh my god. Sorry. She can talk shit all day. Like, give me a podcast of Beyonce just talking shit. I feel like I'm the only one. But the honey part slaps. The honey part alone slaps every other song in 2022, okay? Stuck in my heart. Honey. Oh my god. This would be amazing as a Honey Loops commercial song. Just saying. I was born free. Hey. It gets you just in a certain mood. Amazing, uplifting, everything I needed this year. I had my exercise for the night. Let's move on to the final album. Hurry already, because I feel like a lot of my mutuals have not really heard this album. At least I have not heard a lot of people in my circle talking about it. So I'm gonna put you on something real good right now. But my #1 album of the year is Emails I Can't Send by Sabrina Carpenter. When I say pop excellence, y'all probably won't say Sabrina Carpenter because she would be way more popular right now if people had the same taste I had. I need you to go to your Spotify right now and download this album and do yourself a favor because it's amazing. It's amazing. And honestly, I've been a fan of Sabrina since Singular Act 1. That project slapped, okay? And honestly, I thought nothing would top it, because I hold that project so dear to my heart. Like, a lot of the songs still hit to this day. But then this album came this year and she did the impossible. She got an even better project out there right now. Emails I Can't Send touched me like here. Okay, like the songwriting, it was so vulnerable, but it also gave you a good time. Like, you went through all the stages, like happiness, sadness, feeling like a bad bitch even. Like, Sabrina gave you all the feelings you could possibly want in an album. I just love her songwriting. Like, she comes up with these types of wordings that are so creative and fun and clever and also really relatable, actually. So, I don't know, it just gives me a lot of excitement because when I heard it for the first time, and you can also find that reaction video in the description down below, but after every first listen of each song on the album, I was like, I immediately want to go to the next song because I can't wait to find out what other story she has to tell. And I could argue that everything about this album is the reason why I love pop music so much. I could name the entire album, but at the top for me are Emails I Can't Send, the title track, Read Your Mind, Tornado Warnings, how many things, Bet You Wanna, Nonsense, and Skinny Dipping. Let's get into the intro. Let's get into the entire album actually. Times like these, wish I had a time machine so I can see what you did October 13th. That you disgust me, don't make me cuss you out, bitch. Thanks to you, I can love right. I get nice guys and feeling nice, damn. Get into this lyric. The build up Like the emotional build-up of it all. It's just, and then such a dipshit. Please fucking fix this. Like it builds up and it beautifully breaks down. Oh no! Why you gotta be so? Oh my god, this bitch. And oh, you're so vicious. I loved you, but I wish I didn't. Why you gotta be so vicious? I can't read your mind. You say, I guess maybe that's why I'm lying to my therapist. Oh my god, this song is different for me. I'm over that son of a bitch. Lying will always be your favorite. What am I? I'm a home wrecker. I'm a slut. I got death threats spinning outside my trucks. All because I liked a boy. And all of this for what? When everything went down, we already broken up. You used to fork once. Turns out forks are fucking everywhere. Fucking forks. Most emotional song on the entire album. Yes, can get me in tears. Can get me in tears. Your corner in my mind is well established tonight. Bitch. I'll keep that between you and I bet you. Another favorite of mine. Think I only want one number in my phone. My thumb goes down, so it's like blah blah blah. Oh, it's giving Ariana Grande. This part is giving Ariana. It feels so good. I have to hit the octave. Oh my god, those high notes, she hits them with ease, okay? We have come to the conclusion of my ranking of my top 10 best albums of 2022. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Are there any albums that are missing and I need to check out? Let me know down below. Like, subscribe, and share if you care. And you can also follow me on my Instagram right here if you want to, of course. Well, that's it guys. Ciao.